I'm at Beluga Point on the Seward Highway, just south of Anchorage, and it's a very blustery day. Let me see if I can get in a little better. Don't see any belugas. See a lot of clouds. Got some stiff winds blowing. Choppy seas. There's some green, little bits. So I don't want to get back to my house early, so I'm debating what to do. But I think last night I slept at a parking lot at a box store because the campground I was headed to was not open yet. It says opens in spring. That was the sign on it. I thought, well, be nice to have a date, but whatever. So the first place I stopped was at Fred Meyer, and I went in and asked permission, and they were okay with it. But their lot, after they closed, was full of teenagers driving cars with loud music and vroom, vroom, vroom in the parking lot. And I just thought, well, I don't really want to stay here. So I drove down to the grocery store that was near my mom's house, and I got in their parking lot in the back, tucked away, and slept there fine. But now it's morning, and I'm debating whether to go to Bird Creek. That's what I'm leaning towards, which is a campground down here just a little bit, and paying for a spot if it's open and spending the day there, even though it's all nasty. I have a book I'm reading and could tuck in and sleep a little better than I did last night when I was waiting for someone to tell me to move. And that's one option. The other one is to go to Hope, the Hope Turnoff Road. I could camp there overnight. The whole point is I don't want to arrive. I didn't hear back from my sister, so I didn't visit with her. And I'm a day early. And I just think showing up at the house that the house sitter's in a day early is not very cool. So here I am at Beluga Point. I think I'm just going to enjoy the view and make myself a cup of coffee. Through all the road construction around Portage. Now I'm on the Seward Highway, getting close to, well, Chugach National Forest. Bertha Creek we're going by, almost to the Hope turnoff. Coming up on the Hope turnoff, the river's high, and I saw the bike trail has sloughed off. They've got it closed. The railings all went over the edge. But I can't help but go by Hope and not think of my friend Joan, who grew up here. And Joan, it's a lot colder than last time I saw you. It's 47 degrees. And last night it got down, well, I'd say in the 30s, but maybe just low 40s. I was at Bird Creek. So no green on the trees. Well, maybe hints of it. So Homer's going to be probably 2 weeks away from having leaves. Coming up on Hope Junction, you can see there's snow packs still under the trees and in the shade, but grass coming up. So on its way. Sometimes it's hard to wait. We've got rain today. I was commiserating about that, then I thought, could be snow. Snow's been known to happen. longer be an option. Okay, I'm getting right so people can pass me if they wish. Well, I'm at the turnoff of Seward Highway to the Sterling Highway, and I'm glad I'm not continuing on. They've still got the avalanche warning signs up, and I don't know, it looks like there's not enough snow for an avalanche, but you never know. It gets pretty steep down the Sterling, or the Seward Highway, so I think I'm pretty good on the Sterling. But same situation, you can see little bits of buds of leaves of green. It's trying. It's always the birch trees who are first, and they've got some little tiny leaves on them. The sun broke out of the clouds just briefly. Rain stopped. Not picking up hitchhikers. There's no room in the car. Unless it was somebody I knew, and then maybe I'd let them lay on the bed. That's their only option. Anyway, we're on the Sterling Highway now. Cooper's Landing. This is a great place to come if you like fishing, you like wildlife viewing, especially if you want to do some river rafting. They have a lot of businesses here. There's a new route going through, new highway that would circumvent this little town because so many twisty-turny on the old highway, no passing, 35 miles an hour, so we got people who think time is of the essence and definitely don't want to slow down. So they've got another route they're working on that'll bypass all this. But I don't know. It doesn't hurt me to slow down. I'm a slow Alaskan after all. And you get to see I don't think the town thinks they're going to dry up and go away because the lodges are expanding and new buildings are going up. So, and they're right on a beautiful river that is great for rafting. I'm pretty sure it's the Kenai River. I should really check these things before I start taping, I guess. But the road is narrow and bumpy, but the river is beautiful. If you're coming to Alaska, be prepared for this. It's the third time I've had to stop and wait in line for construction. So it's a fact of life. Here in Alaska, they have a short season for fixing all the damage from the winter. Coming into Ninilchik, I'm going to visit one of my nephews here. Been thinking that I guess I'll do this summer do some videos of going to some of these places and showing them. There's a nice campground on the beach here, and the village is interesting. I'll have to look on YouTube. It's probably been done a million times, but I'll take a look at it. I just went by some people, clearly tourists, who had pulled out to take pictures of the volcanoes across Cook Inlet, and they were all bundled up in winter parkas with fur ruffs around their faces. And I thought, that's the thing you gotta tell people who are coming up here, flying especially, in May, that it is cold here. Especially, a month ago, I was in 80-degree weather in Carson City. So if you're coming from a place like that, somebody needs to warn you. But these people obviously had been tipped or had local people who provided coats, because they were all bundled up. So here's Ninilchik. I'll be back in the Nilchik in August for sure, because this is where they have the music festival called Salmon Fest. And I always go. Saw two swans as I went through a area that they were rebuilding the road around Cooper Landing. And I saw one moose with no calves, although I think it's calving season. So there's my wildlife update. Well, I'm heading down Heather, the road I live on. So you can see snow's mostly gone. Pushkis are coming up. Some grass is coming up. I don't see leaves on the trees though. But this is the end of my journey. Oh, new neighbors. I love it when new neighbors come in. If they live here in the winter, they create a change on the road, so there's an icy spot where people come and go. So that'll make it interesting. But the mountains across the Ketchmack Bay or Cook Inlet look the same.